Do you ever feel like you just want to have a good old cry? Well, you've come to the right place. Though Bluey is a kids' TV show, it's famous for hitting you right in the feels, no matter how old you are. Today, we're gonna look at the top 10 tear-jerking and emotional episodes of Bluey that'll make you feel all the feelings. So get your tissues ready and hang on tight. Oh, and make sure you stick around till the end for the episode that'll leave you in a puddle on the floor. Guaranteed. Tearjerker number 10, Baby Race. If you've ever felt like you're not enough, then this episode was written for you. It starts off with Mum and the girls at the park, where Mum reminds Bluey not to compare herself to others. But in a series of flashbacks, she remembers a time when she didn't listen to her own advice, comparing herself to other new mothers and Bluey to other babies. In fact, she'd pitted herself against a perfect-looking mum whose baby learned to sit up, crawl, and walk before Bluey did. This made her feel like she was failing, no matter how hard she was trying. And then, one day, someone pulls her aside.
Wow, you must have learned a thing or two.
I have. And there's something you need to know.
What?
You're doing great.
Armed with the validation that she didn't know she needed, Mum decides to stop comparing herself, or baby Bluey, to others. And then, something magical happens.
Why did I decide to walk in the kitchen?
I don't know, sweetie.
Maybe you just saw something you wanted.
Think that one's emotional? Let's check out number 9, Space. If you're haunted by something from the past that's hurt you, then this episode will speak right to your heart. It starts off with Jack, Rusty, and Mackenzie playing on a pretend spaceship. But on their journey up to space, Mackenzie interrupts the game and then disappears. The others find him sitting alone under a tree. As their journey to space resumes, Mackenzie keeps interrupting the game by acting out a scene where he's abandoned again and again. Finally, they confront him about it.
I want to pretend that you leave me behind and I'm all alone.
Why?
I don't know.
Back in the ship, Mackenzie sabotages the game once again, this time changing the course of the spaceship to the black hole. As Mackenzie enters a dark tunnel, aka the black hole, he remembers a traumatic memory from when he was a puppy, in which he thinks his mum has left him behind. His teacher, Calypso, finds him and reassures him that his mum didn't leave him behind. It was all just a mix-up. In the flashback, Calypso offers present-day Mackenzie some words of wisdom.
Mackenzie, you know what's here now. You don't need to keep coming back to this place.
The moral of the story? Whatever hurt you in the past is in the past. Like Mackenzie, you don't need to keep coming back there. You can rest here now, in the safety of the present.
Dudatron, can you do a crew check? Yes, Jack. Captain, here. Navigator, here. Chief Scientist.
Here.
Tearjerker number 8, Flat Pack. At first glance, this episode seems innocent enough. Mum and Dad are trying to put together a piece of furniture while Bluey and Bingo are mucking about with the packaging. But if you look closely, it's one of the most emotional and intelligent pieces of kids' television ever created. You see, as the girls play, they're actually acting out the entire evolution of humanity. At the same time, Bluey's pretending to be a mum, while Bingo pretends to be her child.
Bye, Mum. Thanks for looking after me. That's okay, honey.
As her adult child zooms off into the sunset, Mum Bluey, with her cardboard cane, waves a sad goodbye. Suddenly, left all alone, old Mum Bluey sits down. Looking melancholy and lonely, she wonders, what do I do now? And then, unexpectedly, she's called from above. if you missed the deeper spiritual significance of all this, don't worry. We break it down for you in our video on all the spiritual details of Bluey. Linking that in the description below. You'll want to watch, it's pretty epic. But for now, on to tearjerker number 7, Granddad. Now, if the last scene of this episode doesn't make you shed a tear, then we're afraid you might not be human. It kicks off with a visit to Granddad, which would be fun if only Mum would just relax and stop pestering him to slow down. Later, on a mad dash to find them, we discover that Mum's not trying to kill their fun at all. She just cares about her dad.
He has to accept that he's getting older and needs to look after himself. He should take care of himself for me because I still need him.
Finally, Mum catches up to Granddad and the girls. She sits down next to her old, tired dad on the pier, and together they look out over the water.
I remember when you used to take me swimming here.
Yeah, me too.
That was a long time ago.
No, it was yesterday.
We're not crying. You're crying. Okay, fine. We're crying too. Okay, on to tearjerker number 6. Rug Island. On the surface, Rug Island is about a little game that the girls are trying to make Dad play. But looking closer, it's really about how we lose our ability as adults to be playful and present and experience innocent, childlike wonder. Take Dad, who comes home exhausted from work, but still joins the girls on Rug Island, a place where colored pens can be anything from a snake to a roaring fire. At the end of the day, Dad finds that he doesn't want to leave, but gets called back to reality. A sad Bingo leaves him with a parting gift. And us, too.
What did she give you?
Everything.
Tearjerker number 5. Camping. On a camping trip in this one with her family, Bluey meets a French dog named Jean-Luc. Despite the fact that he can't speak a lick of English, not even a hello, they become best friends and have lots of adventures together. But then, one day, Bluey wakes up to find Jean-Luc gone. A devastated Bluey asks Mum why Jean-Luc had to leave.
Sometimes special people come into our lives, stay for a bit, and then they have to go.
Bluey's sad and eventually moves on. But then, the episode ends with a heartwarming twist that we probably won't ever recover from.
Hello, Bluey.
All right, now we're getting to the big guns. Tearjerker number 4, Onesies. In this heart-wrenching episode, Bluey's Aunt Brandy comes to visit after a very long time. Bingo and Bluey are confused why she rarely visits and why she brought them weird presents like onesies. Mum tries to explain.
There's something Auntie Brandy wants more than anything as well. But she can't have it, and there's not really anything anyone can do.
If you've ever wanted something that you just can't have, you're probably sobbing by now. But the episode's not done messing with our emotions.
We had to see if you were okay.
Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm sorry it's been so long.
Oh,
It's just hard seeing you all, you know?
I know.
Sorry to say, it only gets worse from here. Tearjerker number 3, cricket. Now, if you thought that a cricket game, between a bunch of cartoon dogs no less, could never make you bawl like a baby, well, keep watching. The episode starts with Bluey's friends and their dads playing a friendly cricket game. That is, until little Rusty steps up to the plate. You see, Rusty's an amazing player. It's because he practices all day and night, keeping himself busy while his dad's away in the army. His talent makes the other dads obsessed with beating him. But no matter how hard they try, they can't win. With one last shot at getting Rusty out, they give it their best. But to their surprise, Rusty does it for them. Even though Rusty could have easily won the game, he gently hits the ball to his little sister, who he promised his dad that he'd always protect. You see, for Rusty, it was never about winning at all.
That's what cricket's about, kid.
And in the touching final scene, we see tiny Rusty high-fiving his future self, a professional cricketer, heading out onto the pitch. Tearjerker number 2, the sign. We honestly can't pinpoint what exactly in the sign makes us so emotional. Perhaps it's the idea of Bluey and her family moving house and leaving behind everything they and we love. Maybe it's all the synchronicities that unfold, from the fight between Uncle Rad and Frisky that leads them to chase Frisky all around town to the lookout where Bluey leaves a coin that changes their life forever, that remind us that life is such a delicate, intricate series of events, none of which we have control over, and that's okay. Or perhaps it's that final plot twist that ruins us forever.
Start to break into a billion pieces.
All right, guys, you made it, nabbing the #1 spot for the most emotional and tear-jerking Bluey episode of all time, Sleepytime. The episode kicks off with Mum putting Bingo to bed. Bingo tells Mum that she's gonna wake up in her own bed the next morning because she's a big girl now. And then she closes her eyes and begins to dream. In her dream, she's floating around in space. Suddenly, the Earth begins to hatch, and she herself pops right out. Next door, the moon's hatched as well, and her toy Floppy pops out. In the distance, Bingo and Floppy spot the warm, inviting light of the sun. So they begin to float their way towards it, stopping by Uranus, a big, soft, cuddly planet. As they continue their journey towards the sun, Floppy ends up leaving her. Bingo floats there in space, crying and alone, until something amazing happens. A comet at supersonic speed carries Bingo to the warmth of the sun. As it turns out, all Bingo's dreams are directly tied to her real life. The soft, cuddly warmth of Uranus is actually her parents' bed. Floppy leaving for Saturn is her fear of being alone. And the reassuring warmth of the sun whenever things get too scary is her mum.
I have to go. I'm a big girl now.
Remember, I'll always be here for you, even if you can't see me, because I love you.
We don't know about you, but that scene leaves us in a puddle every single time. Now, if you loved Sleepytime as much as we do, we've unpacked the entire episode and all its lessons in our video on Bluey and Carl Jung, which we're linking in the description below. Make sure you watch that next. It's a total game changer. Oh, and hit subscribe if you want a little more Bluey wisdom in your life every day. But for now, thanks for coming on this journey and having a cry with us. Until next time,